Now I want to show you guys the difference between executing TensorFlow code on the GPU versus the CPU and how the speed compares. Before I told you that TensorFlow is really cool because it automatically determines if you have a GPU. And then if it does determine that there is one, it can automatically run your operations on that GPU, speeding up the operations by a lot actually, because GPUs are really good at parallelizing the type of operations that we do in machine learning. So there's this notebook that I put together here. It's just taken from someone else's code though, so full credit to them. Let me just show you real quick the source. So it's by this guy, Vanille. I don't know how to say that last name, but Vanille. Check this out if you want a full detailed explanation here. This is pretty useful. But basically what it's doing is it's training a neural network for classifying an image, and it's just comparing the time it takes to execute that neural network, or rather train that neural network on the CPU and also the GPU. So the first thing that you can actually do with TensorFlow is list the available devices, which is pretty useful. So if you just call this this code here, you can list the devices. So you have the CPU, and then you also have a GPU available to you. If you're using Google Colab, though, you need to make sure that you have a runtime that actually has a GPU available to you. So for the hardware accelerator, you can either do CPU, or you should, if you're on the free plan at least, also have the T4 GPU available to you. So if you want a GPU that can go with this, select this one and then restart your session, okay? But yeah, this allows you to determine if you have a GPU available or not. And then this function here tells you if the TensorFlow version that you're using is able to be used with CUDA. And CUDA is basically just like a library or interface that allows you to run code on a GPU basically at a low level. So that's from NVIDIA. So if you're doing true, that's a good sign as well, so that you can, do stuff on the GPU. And the cool thing is that, largely speaking, TensorFlow will determine automatically whether to run the operations on the CPU or GPU, depending on which is better for the situation. So you don't really have to worry about it. But you can also manually specify whether to run the CPU or GPU, which is useful as well. So this is the code for just setting up the training of the neural network. You don't really have to understand it at this point because we're going to learn about that in the future. This is just splitting it, and this is actually defining the model. And then here's the code that actually times it. So basically, if you want to force it to use a specific device, all you got to do is do with tf.device and then specify the device name. And then now it's going to get the model and train the model. So it runs for 100 epochs, and I want you to try and guess how long this took. It took only 28 minutes. Yeah, that's a lot of time, especially for not something overly complex. It's not like I'm training ChatGPT or anything like that. So yeah, it took 28 minutes on the CPU, which is just insane. It took forever. I was playing a game while I was doing that. But then on the GPU, it says CPU, but on the GPU here, it only took 7 minutes, which is still like, you would think that's a lot, but I mean, that's a huge speed up. And if you have a better GPU available to you, whether through Colab or on a different machine, it can take way, like even faster. So it depends on your, resources available to you, but just executing it on a GPU in general already speeds it up by a lot because again, GPUs are more efficient for these types of things. So this is another reason why TensorFlow is really cool, because it can, set you up to do stuff like this. Really, really cool stuff. So that's it. So that's it for this video, everybody. I really hope you learned something new. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to also check the description below for important links to code and other resources, but also really important, join our Discord. We have a big community of over 5,000 programmers, and it's a place where you can find new friends or get help on any code that you're stuck on. If you want to support what I do on this channel, please consider hitting the join button below, and this will allow you to support my channel for as low as $1 a month, but there are different tiers to choose from if you want to. For anyone that becomes a member on my channel, you get a special rank on my Discord server, early access to new videos, and you can just see yourself on the screen right now. So if that sounds cool to you, feel free to join. If you don't want to, that's fine. If you can't, that's okay too. I really just appreciate you watching the video anyway. Thank you so much. And that's it. Peace.